Yo, it's your boy WesTheTech here to bring you another one of my personal favorite tech tips to help you as an artist run your craft. Now, today we're going to go over how to create your own music distribution company, all right? So if you're a recording artist who ever wondered if there was possibly a way to create your own music distribution company, then this is the perfect video for you, because in this video, I'm going to tell you guys about a very cool way on how to actually create your own music distribution company if you want to offer that as a service to other artists, or if you simply want to create a music distribution company for yourself as an artist. All right, now before I continue, I definitely want to let you guys know about my free music business checklist tool that's available to download off of my website right now. This is for any one of you guys who's looking into starting your own music business but don't quite know where to start. With this free tool, you actually be able to identify 3 things that you could do right away to start your own music business. So if you want to grab this free tool today, you can click on the link above. I will also leave a link in the descriptions below, all right? Now, when it comes to actually creating your own music distribution company, I thought that this was simply unattainable for us as independent artists. And the reason I feel that way is because we can't actually distribute our music to any of the DSPs directly. Now, what DSPs are digital service providers, aka Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, iHeart, Pandora, all of these different places that we typically distribute our music to when we are releasing our music, right? We cannot directly submit our music to Spotify to get on Spotify. We absolutely have to do it through a music distributor, which tells me that music distribution companies aren't disappearing anytime soon. That third party kind of has to be here, at least for the foreseeable future, because that's the only way for us to get our music on these different platforms. But I always wondered if there was actually a way that we could create our own music distribution company ourselves, because I'm a very do-it-yourself type of guy. And with my research, I was able to find something that I did not know about that I found out about recently. And that method is white label music distributing, all right, or white label music distribution. What this essentially is a way that you could actually create your own music distribution company, right? Now, before I continue with what I'm saying, I really wanted to break this down for you guys to understand. Essentially, what this means is that you are able to use the infrastructure, the platform, and the systems of a music distribution company to create your own music distribution company with your own branding, your own prices, your own methods, and all the different tweaks that you want to have when it comes to your own music distribution service, all right? So you're not creating it from scratch. You're basically using a music distribution platform, but you're putting all of your branding on it. That's why it's called a white label music distribution company, all right? So to give you an example of, something that may be easier to understand, let's say you wanted to open up your own laundry mat, right? But obviously you don't have the location, you don't have all the laundry machines, the washers and dryers and all of that stuff. But what if somebody came up to you and say, hey, I own this laundry mat with washers and dryers and everything. The only thing that's missing from it is it doesn't have a name. There's no logo in front of it. There's no branding or anything like that. I will let you come in and do all of that stuff, set your own prices for the machines, collect your own revenue from it. All I ask is for a small percentage of it, since I actually own the location. That's essentially what white label music distribution company is. It's basically a music distribution company that allows you to come in, use all of their stuff, but paste your labels on it, have your branding, you market for it, you do all of the stuff as far as running it, setting the prices, collecting the revenue, and all of that stuff. That's why it's called white label. Basically a blank label music distribution company. You yourself put your own labeling on there, all right? Another thing that I think of that's very similar to this is Metro PCS. For those of you who remember or know, Metro PCS is a cell phone company, but they actually provide their service through T-Mobile's towers. So if you have Metro's PCS, you're using T-Mobile's cellular service. So if there's an area that T-Mobile is spotty in, your Metro phone will also be spotty in that area, because they use the exact same network, the exact same towers, right? That's literally what Metro did. They was like, hey, T-Mobile, let us use your towers so we could have our own cellular service, and we'll just pay you a cut for everybody who has Metro PCS. That's essentially what that is, and we all know Metro is a very big cellular company, right? This is the same as what you can do with these white label music distribution companies. And honestly and truly, it really starts to make me think how many music distribution companies out here right now currently are just white label music distribution companies, right? Because to the outside public, they're not gonna know if your distribution company is a white label distribution company, because to them it's gonna have your branding on it, your logos, your website, all of this stuff, right? The only way that they would know is if they would know the infrastructure of your music distribution company, and there's no way that that we as a, or them as a person or as a consumer will be able to find that out. And that's the dope part about white label music distribution. The only person who will know that it's a white label distribution company is you, the person who actually is using it and actually creating it. Everybody else will think that it is a distribution company, no different from Distrokid, you know, Symphonic, Ditto, and all of those other distribution companies out there, which makes more sense to me now, because there's always a new distribution company coming out. There's always a new one, and I'm just like, how are these people creating these things? And this is probably the method that they're using to create it. They're just putting their own branding on it and putting their own twist on it as far as how they want to offer the service and putting their own prices on it, all right? But if you as an artist want to create one yourself, you could do the same as them. Now, of course, I don't know, you know, the different white labeled music distribution companies out there. I don't want to mention any of them in particular because I don't want to give any recommendations, or I don't want to like basically give them any free marketing. But essentially what you could do is you could just Google white label music distribution companies, and you'll see a bunch of different companies that come up, right? And then you just pick and choose which one will fit better for you to establish your music distribution company on, all right? But that's pretty much it, guys. That's what this video was about. Just bringing this to your attention for those of you who want to create your own music distribution company out there, right? I know that this isn't exactly what you probably thought it was, as far as basically you just creating a company with the infrastructure and everything and being able to submit to Spotify and stuff directly, right? But this is the closest thing that you will get to it for the time being, because like I said, there's no way that we could directly have those relationships with those companies currently speaking. Now, maybe if you create a white label music distribution company and then you get big enough, maybe you'll be able to get in contact with them and basically cut out that middleman at some point. But for the time being, if you want to create this is the way that you'll be able to do it. All right, guys? But I hope this video helped. And of course, if you guys have any questions and concern, leave it in the comment section below. And I will be remiss to let you guys go without letting you guys know about my book here, The 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business. This is for any one of you guys who's simply tired of your 9-to-5 job and you want to do music full time. I've been doing music full time for years now, and I want the same thing for every single one of you guys, which is why I make these videos in the first place. But a big step to the process of me being able to do music full time is going through these steps right here that is outlined in this book. It's basically 13 steps to jumpstart your music business, because the only way that you could do music full time is by actually creating an actual music business. And this literally highlights all those different things. It's the steps that I took. So if you want to grab that today, the link is in the bio. All right, it comes in paperback form if you want something physical, and it comes in ebook form as well if you want to start reading it today. All right, but that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
I'm feeling like David. Can't nobody slay me. I feel like Moses. Big Moses. Can't nobody hold me. I'm feeling like Daniel. Big Daddy. Can't nobody face me.